welcome back to Healthy Recipe. Today we're going to be making a delicious rice recipe. It's going to be a rice and chorizo type of recipe, kind of like Mexican inspired, but we're going to be using some turmeric to color the rice. It's going to be absolutely delicious and colorful, so let's get right to work. Alright, so let's go over our ingredients really quick. I have here 3 cups of basmati long grain rice. I have half a tablespoon of Lawry's garlic salt. This garlic salt's got dry parsley in it also. If you don't have Lawry's garlic salt, you can just use regular garlic salt or powdered garlic and some salt. I'm using a teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and a half a teaspoon of cumin. I have this is about 8 ounces of sweet peas, frozen. I'm going to be using some fresh cracked pepper into the recipe to activate that beneficial properties of the turmeric. 2 tablespoons of veg broth. 2 tablespoons of diced cilantro. About a cup of feathered white onion, or a half a large white onion. And I'm using this Frida's soyrizo. I got 1 sausage link or segment left. I already ate the other one. This stuff is really delicious, very flavorful. I'm not sure if it will hold together in the rice, but I want to try it anyways. I really like this product. It's under $4. I think we got it at Publix, I believe, here in Florida. But it's a really, actually Walmart neighborhood in Florida. It's really delicious. I love the seasonings that they put in this. So for a very good price, it brings 2 big links. The only thing I don't like is that it's a little wet and it doesn't have an outer casing, which I think they haven't come out with a vegan casing for sausages and chorizos yet. Otherwise, very tasty. The seasonings are on point. So we're gonna go ahead and start this rice. So I'm using my Aroma rice cooker. This thing is amazing. We use this literally every single day because we eat a lot of rice in this house. I love it. If you guys don't have a rice cooker, you could do this stovetop. Just follow stovetop directions for cooking rice and saute the ingredients first, then add your rice and your water. Alright, so I'm gonna set up the saute function on the rice first. We're gonna add the soyrizo in first. And I just want to see if I could render any fat out of this in order to saute with. It has very little fat. I think it's like 3 grams, so 2 grams per serving. So I'm not sure if it's gonna render any. If that's the case, I'm gonna use the fat from the soyrizo in order to saute the veggies. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just getting pieces out of it. This is kind of like a plastic casing, and I'm dropping little meatball type of pieces, and I'm hoping that they hold together. It's got some texture protein and stuff in it, so I'm hoping that they hold together with some kind of structure in the rice. It might completely dissolve and just add flavor and color. I'm not sure on this. I've never used this product in cooking before, so we will see. So we have the saute function going in the rice cooker, and we're just gonna let that render for a few minutes and see if we can get any fat out of it. Alright, so for our rice, I'm just gonna drop this in here in a mixing bowl, and what I do is with warm water, I just spray it until I get that dirty, starchy water out. Kind of mix it around with your hand. And you're gonna get a white, milky water. I do this about 2 or 3 times. And it makes your rice not stick together as much. We do this about 3 times, rinse and repeat, get rid of that. And all of that is going down the drain is extra starch, so we can get rid of. It also prevents the rice from sticking together, becoming gooey. Pretty good there. Alright, so now I'll set this aside and we'll go back to our chorizo. So our pot is still heating up, not really rendering yet, but we'll just leave it and we'll come back in a few minutes and check to see if we got any fat off of this. Alright, so these have browned a bit on one side and they're not really rendering any fat. The fat content is pretty low on them, so I don't think that I'm going to get a lot of fat out of them. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go ahead and add our onion in and kind of like mix it all together. It's got a little bits of textured protein, so I'm going to allow it to just break down in there with the onions and kind of flavor them. And it's just going to fall apart in the rice to little bitty pieces. And it smells amazing. I mean, the seasoning that they used on this is on point. Very, very happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of veg stock and just allow that to become like a sauce to flavor our rice. I mean, this is amazing. I used to eat a lot of chorizo when I was younger. I used to love it, and this is very, very, very similar. I mean, I was really impressed. So we're gonna let that cook down till the onions soften up, and then we're gonna add more ingredients, and then we're gonna cover it with a lid and hit the white rice function. All right, so the chorizo is broken down and it's caramelized the onions nicely. They're nice and soft now. All that flavor is coming together. So we're gonna take our peas and drop them in and kind of get them rolling around with all that delicious goodness. Get them infused with all that spice and flavor. Then we're gonna go ahead, add our seasonings. Going in with the rice. Alright, so now we got the rice. We're gonna mix it to make sure all of these flavors get on every single little grain before adding water and covering it. I want that turmeric to be mixed in to add color and flavor. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a cracked pepper in. Cracked pepper helps to activate the phytochemicals in the turmeric. There we go, little black pepper. And continue mixing here for a minute. And the bits of textured protein have dispersed on the rice and they're still holding together, which is nice. It'll have like little bits of chorizo-like pieces all throughout this rice. The peas give it a beautiful, vibrant green color also. That's really nice. Now we're gonna add 3 cups of water. And give it one last final mix. And here is where we cover it. And cover it. And we're gonna hit the white rice function on our cooker. Make sure you guys shut it off first because it was on saute. Now we're gonna hit white rice and it's gonna start going. And when it goes off, it beeps, then our rice will be perfectly done. So our rice is done. The rice cooker has beeped. Look how beautiful this came out. Beautiful color. I mean, it's a beautiful yellow rice. Not adding any food coloring. It's just from the turmeric. and the paprika made this beautiful. Not clumpy at all, smells amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and serve this with some slices of avocado and tomato, and we're gonna plate it up and give it a taste. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and serve it. And we're gonna give it some tomato and avocado for color. Consistency of the rice is just perfect. And I drop a little bit of cilantro over the top for garnish and flavor. And add some nice freshness to this. Now, I'm gonna take a tomato, grab a couple of slices. Add some nice red color to the plate with a little bit of avocado on the side. This is going to add some creaminess. And you can enjoy it just like that. So there is my chorizo Mexican inspired rice. I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. Remember to share and give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you really soon on the next one. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and dig right in. I'm gonna grab a little avocado and give this a taste. Actually, let me put a little piece of tomato on there, get it all together. Wow. The avocado is super creamy. The flavor, amazing. The rice is super nice. It's not like stuck together. It's very airy. The tomato's perfect. Add some nice freshness. The rice is really good. Those peas add some nice sweetness and freshness to the dish. Perfect rice dish, super easy to make.